Klingman's Dome. We're under 2 miles to the dome, and this is the first time that I've seen evergreen trees. You can see them as we walk by them. A lot of hemlocks in that, and lots of snow. It didn't snow while we were here, but they probably had about 2 to 3 inches that has melted over the last couple of days, but makes it nice and cool in the shade of these hemlocks because it's getting warm out. Probably going to go up in the low 50s, and the hemlocks here are making nice and shady, and it's cool. Without the wind, it feels good. But yeah, this is I'm surprised. If we were up north, Vermont, whatever, even New York, you get up higher, that's all you see are evergreens. Here, this is the first we've seen any. You've had maples, you've had oaks, a lot of white oaks and that, all the way to the top of the mountains. Even above 5,200 feet, there are still deciduous trees. So, anyway. Trail starting down, and there's the overlook. There's all Tennessee. You can see the lake in the distance. And we are on our way. You're walking up to the dome. This is so cool. Since I drove up here as a tourist last year and saw the AT trail and said next year, and now I'm actually doing it. Yeah, there it is. I just so can't wait to get up to the top. I hope it's open because last year it was under construction for repairs. So they had it closed, and I don't see any closure tape. So here's the, I guess it's 0.3 mile road that you walk up to it. And the dome should be right up over here. Did you go up? Hey Tag, did you go up?
I did. It's crap. Don't worry about it.
I came up here last year in July.
Yeah, any of you?
And this was all closed off
right.
because of construction. So I am so psyched. There it is. That's the trail back, I think, to AT, right over here. Huh? Yeah. All right, let's walk up. Here it is, the top of Klingman's Dome. Oh, no, this is going to be a panorama. Wow. I think, I'm not sure, way down there in the distance it is Fontana Dam. We're about, I guess, 35, 40 miles from there. And North Carolina, there's a lot of mountains still over there. And somewhere down over there is the pass. Right down there, I think, is where a big parking lot is. I took a picture at the AT trail last year, and that's where we'll probably try to get a ride from into Gatlinburg. And over here, down there somewhere, is Gatlinburg. That's what we got to go into, 15 miles. Hopefully we can get a hitch into there. And there's Highlander. And then we're back down there to Fontana Dam. This is so cool. All right, we're at the Motel 6. We're taking a 0 day today because my ankles were hurting and we're resting our feet. Not my ankles, but my foot. I've been icing it yesterday and I feel pretty good today. So I'll ice it a little bit more after we get done organizing. But we went shopping. We're in Gatlinburg, just down from the Smokies. We got a ride down here, shared a shuttle. And we took the trolley, which is only about 50 cents each way, up to the supermarket and the post office. I mailed about 2 pounds of stuff home that I just haven't used in these last 2.5 weeks, so I don't want to carry that weight. 2 pounds makes a big difference after you're walking all day long. That's 2 bottles of water for me. And so we just dumped all our food out that we resupplied with, and now I'm just going to show you kind of what we're going to be eating. I'm sure my family would like to know that I'm eating. Highlander's got all his stuff out on his bed, and here's all the stuff on my bed. First of all, calories. Everything we look at is calories. What's got a lot of calories? So we're doing about 3.5 to 4 days of food. So I got 3 breakfasts, Pop-Tarts, the breakfast of champions. Then I got 3 dinners, the mashed potatoes and Spam. They didn't have the little packets, so I got a small can. The can doesn't weigh that much. Then I got the rice dinners with some tuna in olive oil. Then for snacks for 3 days, I got the crackers, had as much calories as like a Cliff Bar. So I got the crackers, a moon pie, that's a fiber one. And I got the same thing with a Cliff Bar for day 2 and day 3. And then I have trail mix, which is craisins and peanuts, honey roasted peanuts to supplement that however much I eat. Then I have a block of cheese, cheddar cheese, some pepperoni, and peanut butter to supplement any of the dinner or any other meals. And then for a little extra fiber and vegetable, carrots don't go bad that quickly, so you can, if they're dried out, you can last for quite a while. But I'm not going to take all those carrots; they're heavy, so I'll probably eat some here and take maybe about half of them. And the apple I'll probably eat right in the beginning, so I'm not carrying that. And that's going to be the food I have for roughly, that would last about 4 days. But we're hoping it's only going to need to last 3 days. We'll be out of the Smokies and be able to resupply when we need. That's what I'm eating. And I have my vitamins, which you probably saw there too. And we just bought a new container of vitamin I, ibuprofen, just in case. I've been taking my vitamins every day, a multivitamin and some krill oil and garlic and red yeast rice for me. And so that's what we're eating. So tomorrow morning we'll be going back up to the trail and on our way again to finish the Smokies. Something I didn't mention was we just saw Fireball. She caught up to us. She did 42 miles in 2 days through the Smokies to catch up to us. So she's back with the kids, and the kids took off this afternoon because it's a little cloudy. It was supposed to clear up, but they wanted to make it to Hot Springs pretty quick. They're doing a 0 there. So since they're doing a 0 there, maybe we'll catch up with the kids, and we'll make sure they're not getting into trouble or anything like that, especially with Fireball, man. You got to watch her. She can, she's a real pip, I'll tell you. Anyway, so we'll try to catch up with them and see what we do at the end of the Smokies. Okay, we're at Newfound Gap. We just got a shuttle up here. Beautiful day. It's about 42 degrees right now, but it's going to get a lot better. Up in the 50s today. So this is where I vacationed. We passed through here last July, and so now I really feel like it's kind of neat that last year I took my picture by the first blaze leading back into the trail here, and now I'm actually going to be hiking it past here. So this is great. Let me turn the camera around here. Here's the Carolina-Tennessee state line. And this place is jam-packed. I can't believe there's so many people here. Cars all over the place. I guess it's part of spring break. And there's some conventions of Future Farmers of America down in Gatlinburg. And it's just mob. People hiking all over, day hikers and all that all over the place. So, wow, it's really something. Okay, over there's the trail. That's where I gotta go as soon as Highlander's done with the bathroom. So right here, we're at the first shelter after Newfound Gap, and we have Ridge Runner. What's your name?
Maury.
Maury. Ridge Runner Maury checking Highlander's papers, making sure he's legit to be in the Smoky Mountains here. So she goes back and forth, what, 4 days at a time?
Yeah, 4 days a week on the trail, shelter to shelter.
Yeah. Sleeps with everybody here, just like the hikers do.
Yep.
And answers questions, keeps the peace. even has a walkie-talkie. She is totally
connected.
official.
Yeah.
And everything. Now, but you were you paid by anybody or are you volunteer?
I get paid by the Appalachian Trail Conservancy.
Oh, by the Conservancy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So you're not part of like the Rangers or the conservation
No, not
officers?
officially. I mean, we work like a partnership
Yeah,
because
yeah,
we're in the national park, which is why I got a radio. But officially, I work for the ATC.
Oh, great. Well, thanks a lot.
Sure.
I appreciate it.
Good hike.
Okay, and this is really beautiful here. It's just so sunny around here. And this seems to be the shelter that everybody who wants to do a day hike from Newfound Gap comes to, because it's only about, what, 2.5 miles from Newfound Gap?
Yeah, it's
So
right
it's a
on the
nice...
trail. It's just around the corner.
That's just past the ice shelter. Okay, well, can't see my face, so I gotta go this way. We're up on the top of a ridge point. It's called Charlie's Bunyan. So it's beautiful up here. It's a good panoramic view, so I'm gonna give you that right now. From over there, and we're right on the top of this little outcrop from the mountains, and it's really beautiful. Down there's Tennessee. I think we're in Tennessee right now. And going all the way around north. And then we're going east, North Carolina. And you can see there's a lot of people up here, because they're all coming from the gap that we just left about 3 miles ago. A lot of people tend to come up. Now we walked about 10 minutes from Charlie's Bunyan, and Charlie's Bunyan is right, where the heck am I? Is right there. Right there. And we were taking our pictures mostly from the top, which was right there. And that. And that's a pretty cool place there. Goes all the way down like that. Anyway, so we're going to continue on. And a little further down the ridge from where I took the picture of Charlie's, or video of Charlie's Bunyan, we're walking along this ridge, and it's pretty cool because on both sides of this ridge, we're right at the peak of the ridge. It's down there, and on this side, it's down there. So we're on this little path right along the ridge between the mountains, and don't want to fall on either side. That would be a problem. You can see even a little better here. Going down there, it's pretty steep. And over on this side, it's pretty steep down there too. But it's pretty cool. Oh wow, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know where we are, but we're between Newfound Gap and the second shelter, which is about a 10-mile walk. And it's really nice here. It's where we came from. Here's another section where we have a narrow path along the ridge, and this one has a cliff. I mean, there's bushes growing on the side of the cliff. If it wasn't for these bushes here, it's like straight down for at least 40, 50 feet before it starts becoming a hillside. And here's the valley. And of course, all the mountains into North Carolina. approaching the end of the Smokies. Now's the big long downhill till we get to the end of the Smokies. And from right here, we got an overlook. We're up above, we're probably around 6,300 feet right now. We're just starting to go down after climbing a couple peaks. And now you can see all down in Tennessee, the lake in the distance. So trail starting down. And there's the overlook. There's all Tennessee. You can see the lake in the distance. And we are on our way down. We'll probably hit the shelter. I forget the name of it, but we'll hit the shelter. And then from the shelter, it's another, I don't know, maybe 8 miles to the absolute end of the Smokies, which I will be glad, because then I'll be able to camp any place I want instead of having to go from shelter to shelter. All right, we're coming down the mountain now, and I'm going to give you a picture of the ridge line we've been following all along before we just climbed up this peak. The peak we just came over. And then that ridge line of the mountains is part of the ridge line we've been walking on. It's literally like a knife edge in some spots where you have the width of your trail, and that's about it. But it's really cool. And you guys said this is what they use as a helicopter pad?
Yeah, the helipad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
strip the plane.
Okay. So around here is a nice grassy area. And there's a plane crash here that I'm going to go visit. It's a famous crash. I forget who it was. Who was it that crashed?
Audie Murphy.
Audie Murphy plane crash. Wow. Okay.
That's what someone just said. So.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's exactly true. We're going to go with it though.
That sounds good. Hey, we made it to, was it Coal Knob Shelter. You can see the shelter up there. It's kind of a nice place. Not a lot of campsites, but I'm up on the hill right behind me there. I didn't set my tent up yet, but I'm getting water right now. And for those who aren't familiar with getting water, we have a nice little stream here that I'll show you. They're my water bags. When you have a nice little stream like this one coming down here, sometimes it's hard to get the water because there's no real good pool or anything. So what you can do is you take some of those rhododendron leaves right here and you prop them over where the water is, and you make like a little water spout there. Then I can take my cup and I can just fill it with water. And then I can pour that water into my bags here that I attach to my filter and filter the water. So if ever you see leaves with a little spout like that, where there's no pipes or anything, that's what they're for, so you can scoop some water up. And again, that's our shelter up there. And I am up on the ridge there in a little flat spot. Hopefully nobody will come and tell me I can't camp there. Or if the shelter gets full, then I will have to camp there. And there'll be no other option. All right, tonight is chicken rice, flavored rice, and Spam. We are eating good tonight. And cheddar cheese, and pepperoni, and carrots. We are just going all out tonight. Well, I'm soaking my feet now in this cold stream water, and it is cold. Because the top of my foot behind my toes on my left foot has been bothering me, but it's been better these last couple days. But because I've been using it, I just want to make sure. So this nice stream here that I got the water from, and there's where I got the water. But I'm soaking them in this water. Oh gosh, that's cold. My heel on my right foot a little bit, not too bad, and behind my toes on my left foot I'm soaking, so that stop the swelling. And that's what you got to do. And the seaside, where they do have privies, they don't have them on the North Carolina side of the Smokies at the shelters. We have this nice privy here, and actually these are nicer than most. But this is what really cracks me up. These privies right here, that's the privy part, are wheelchair accessible. Now, this is, I guess, is for everybody who comes and hikes the AT in a wheelchair. So why would they do that? That's why I say they have some screwy rules here. So they don't even have a toilet where the wheelchair handle is. The toilet's over here, away from it. So, I don't know, maybe it's a government regulation or something, but they have some screwy rules here. Thought you might like that. And now we're winding down a beautiful day. You can see the sun is close to the setting in the mountains. I got my tent set up here. And down there are some other tents. You can see the bear bags all hung on the cable down there. And there's everybody down at the shelter, still cooking. All the young kids that got there late, they're still cooking. Shelter's about full, so there's quite a few people here. This is our last day in the Smokies. We will be leaving tomorrow. Okay, we're at Mount Carmel Lookout, and this is the last high peak before we go all the way downhill out of the Smokies. It's not as high as the others, but it's at the edge before we go down, so you can see all around, which I'm going to show you. Down there, it's all downhill till I guess that highway in the distance. We'll be out of the Smokies there, and you can see we're really far forever. There's all Tennessee here. And here's where I had to climb up that last little bit. And there are the mountains we came from. We came all down around there, came down that ridge right over this little peak here. And you know, there's the rest of the Smokies over here. And over in that direction would be the Smokies, and that would be North Carolina. And if we come around, we're back over here. And there's that road down there. Okay, we are done with the Smokies. That is another milestone. And talking to a couple, I took a picture at the entrance, which you'll see, but talking to a couple of other guys that were there, just finished. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna set my tent up right on the other side of the street just because I can. Don't have to stay in those stinking shelters anymore. I'm so glad about that. So now we're at going to the hostel to resupply. I think Highlander's gonna stay there. I may move on another 2.5 miles to a campsite because I want to try and get into hot springs while the kids are still there. So I'll make a decision when I get to this hostel. It's supposed to be a really nice one, but I don't need to spend more money on staying somewhere. I've been staying enough places. Anyway, it's a beautiful day. It's probably about, gosh, 65 degrees. Now we're down to lower altitudes. It's actually getting hot, and I got my shorts on.